Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. I am a love coach specifically for women who want to heal and reconcile after infidelity. You've been cheated on, but you are staying. That is what the situation is. People will give you a hard time about it. I am not here to give you a hard time about it because I did it too. I stayed. I am now almost 18 years past the infidelity, past the years where he was a complete idiot. And we came to not even the happy ending to our story because our story continues. This fairy tale goes on. I am here to tell you that your fairy tale is not over. Even though it feels like you are cursed and the entire fairy tale was just nothing real ever, I am here to tell you it was real. It is still ongoing, and you can come out of this conflict in the story and get to a much happier place. I know it can be done. I have done it myself. I have seen hundreds of women do it too. So you are not alone and you are in the right place if that is what you need to hear. If you need to know how to heal, how to reconcile with this person that is driving you so crazy, right here after the full moon, it is just after the full moon. That was on Tuesday. The emotions are still running high. You might even be arguing right now, but this is still your person. You still want somehow for this to stop, the madness to stop, for you all to get back to a good place. I'm here to talk to you about that tonight. All right. All right, y'all. So, the very first thing that you need to know about that, the very first thing that you need to know about this healing and reconciling thing, ooh, I'm knocking stuff over, is that this is a trauma. All right. This is a trauma. And because it's a trauma, it is affecting your physical body. So we've got to start doing stuff about the physical effects on your body. So I'm here to teach you the practices, the things that you need to know to be able to start mitigating some of this damage that has happened to you from this trauma so that you can actually start to heal, start to reconcile with this person. Stop arguing, stop questioning, stop going over and over the trauma, and start to move forward. All right. So, the very first thing that you need to know that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together is you need to do your deep breathing. That is the simplest, easiest thing that you can do that will be effective now. That will help you to start to regulate your body, get your brain back in working order after this infidelity. It is a simple thing, and people believe because it's simple that it's not useful, but it is very simple and useful. If you do your deep breathing, you are doing the opposite breathing of I am traumatized and freaking out. The fight or flight breathing is very short, very shallow breaths, sipping in the air, barely letting out any carbon dioxide. If you switch that around, just physically do that to your body. Switch how you're breathing and change it to the breathing of I am calm and relaxed. You are sending that message to your body. You are instructing it on what you want it to do to be calm and relaxed. You have to train this. This healing doesn't come overnight. You have to do the basics to be able to overcome your body's response to feeling like it's in danger. Okay, so we're going to do our deep breathing. What we do is 4-7-8 breathing. What we're going to do is blow out. You're going to inhale through your nose if you can for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a count of 7 so you can use the oxygen you just breathed in, and then blow out for a count of 8. Make the sound for a count of 8 of blowing so that you signal to your brain that this is what you are doing. You are calming down. You are taking back over control. You are not in danger. You do not need the alarm response right this second. Okay? That's what we're going to do. I want you to be doing this 5 times a day. However, we're only going to do it 3 for the sake of time right now. Okay? So, first things first, I want you to blow out, make the noise, inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How does it feel when you do your deep breathing? It is taking back control. In a situation where you have very little control, you can control your breath. Start with that. If you cannot control anything else, start with controlling your breath. You will start to calm yourself. You will get oxygen to your brain to be able to think more clearly. You will get out of that constant state of alarm so that you can think rationally again, so that you can actually see the love. Okay? So we need to be doing our deep breathing 5 times a day. Set an alarm in your phone for periods during the day where you believe that you could stop and do your deep breathing and do your deep breathing. Okay? Trust me on this. This is the key thing. This is something I have always taught people how to do deep breathing because oxygen is good for you. If you go ahead and do those deep breaths and let out all that excess carbon dioxide, it is good for your body. It will start to help you immediately. So do that and start with that and see if it's just a little bit easier to handle things. Okay? All right. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, that we always talk about every time we get together, is doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? I need you to jump on that. If you have not been doing your journaling, you are doing yourself a disservice because doing your journaling is part of the healing process after a trauma. Getting those thoughts out of your head and down onto the paper. When you do the physical manual act of writing, taking those thoughts, making them into real things in the real world, your brain will be able to leave them alone. You put it down on paper. Your brain is like, okay, she's taking this seriously. All right, we can stop talking about this now. We can stop repeating the same thing over and over and over again because she wrote it down. It's in the special book. The special book that she's always writing in, that she is always putting her deepest thoughts, the most important things that we have to say. She is using that book. So it is real. It is fine. We can let this go. It is a very good tool. You got to start using it. If you are not doing that, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are making it harder for you to heal because you're skipping over the basics of healing. Okay? When you're doing your journaling, what you need to do is do your date, your time, your level of anxiety. When you do all those, you are giving yourself markers to give yourself clues about patterns that will form. You will see things start to happen in the daytime. That you will see patterns in the things that trigger you in the daytime versus the things that have triggered you in the evening. You will be able to find those patterns easier if you just write down the date and the time. And then your level of anxiety is to show you that this is working. The level of anxiety when you start is going to be different from when you finish. It is probably going to come down, and you will recognize that, okay, yes, I do feel that incrementally better. You will be able to measure it. It will be right in front of you that writing these things down, even just journaling for 5 minutes in the morning and in the evening, has made you feel better. Okay. So your anxiety level is 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. Everything is great. All is right with the world. Great. Write that down. That's important. You need to know that. All right. You need to be able to just flip through your journal and be like, oh, good day, good day, good day, good day. Okay. Because your brain will tell you you have no good days. Your brain will sit there and lie to you and tell you you never have any good days. Nothing is ever good. Nothing is ever calm. You are always in fight or flight. You are always angry with this individual. Okay. It's a lie. That is not real. That is not what's actually happening. You do have some good days. Okay. A 10, on the other hand, is a complete loss of control. You cannot control yourself anymore. You are screaming. You are arguing. You are saying the mean things. You are throwing things. You have lost control of yourself. You cannot bring it down because yourself is out of your reach right now. Okay. Where you're at is too elevated, too escalated for you to reach. And she's just going to lose her mind for a little bit, do a little bit of a crash out, and then maybe you'll be able to get back in control of yourself. The neighbors are probably calling the police if you're at a 10. Something bad has happened at a 10. Most of the time, you think you're at a 10 and you're not actually at a 10. So just keep that in mind. A 10 is completely losing control of yourself. Okay. All right. So writing those things down, that's important towards your healing. It is a practice that will help soothe the thoughts that come along with the trauma, that will tell those thoughts that, yes, I am taking these thoughts so seriously that I'm going to write them down in my journal. You do not have to keep on reminding me. I got it written down. A reminder is right here. It tells your brain that you are taking that threat seriously, but it also relieves your conscious mind of having to continuously think that negative thought. That warning has been heeded. You heard it, you wrote it down. So now you can tell your brain, okay, you can settle on down and think about something else now because I got that. I wrote that down. I am with you on that. So then your brain knows you're serious and it'll stop. You can train this. This is getting back control over the body that you pilot. There is some autopilot features associated with being a human being. However, you are still the pilot. Your consciousness, the thinker, you are still in control. So even if you are having an automatic response, you can pull up and get back in control of this vessel. Okay? Third thing that we always talk about when we get together, I need you to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. I understand that you feel like everything is terrible right now, but remember I told you the trauma is telling you that everything is bad right now. It may not be. So if you are conscious enough to be able to find just five things during your day that you are grateful for, you are consistently redirecting your brain towards the good things instead of the bad things. You are telling your brain you want it to look for patterns, yes, because our brains love a pattern, okay? You are asking it to look for good patterns and not bad patterns. You are giving it an alternative job. Instead of letting it just do the autopilot thing of expecting the worst and looking for the worst at all points, you are explaining to your brain that you are happier, you are more satisfied with the good thoughts, the things that are great, you're grateful for in your life. And so then your brain will try and start handing you those things. And if you can hang on to a positive thought for just 17 seconds, by neuroscience, if you can just hang on to it for 17 seconds, your brain will serve you another positive thought. You are 30 seconds away from being back in control of your brain. You are 30 seconds away from turning from that pain and that sorrow that is just blinding you to being happier, to being grateful, to have some of the pressure lifted. That's all you have to do. Hang on for 17 seconds and let your brain think of the next positive thought and then reach for the next nearest positive thought. You can keep that train going for a long time if you just focus on it. Okay? So, an attitude of gratitude, looking for the things that you're grateful for every day. That's why I always put up the Thirsty Thursday post. I am thirsty to hear about the things that you are grateful for. I hear about your bad stuff all the time. Okay. I am a coach for women who have been heartbroken. I hear negative a lot. All right. I love to hear the positive. So whenever you see my Thirsty Thursday post up, I want you to comment on it. I want you to give me something that you are grateful for this day, this week, this month. Put it in the comments so I can read them and I can give you a shout out every time I come live. All right. So, of course, my girl, Lori. Lori has been with me. She has done my tech support program. She has worked with me and it is working. Okay, because she just celebrated her 20-year anniversary and she just posted the sweetest little picture of her and her honey holding hands on Touchy Tuesday. It's working for her. She's feeling better. She's not angry and stressed and hurt and ready to argue all the time. She's having good, happy moments, creating new good memories with this person that she loves because they're reconciled. All right, it is possible you can get there. I know you can do these practices. Practice these things, especially your gratitude, and you are going to get further. I'm so happy for you, Laurie. We just celebrated our 22nd anniversary on the 4th. Um, yeah, it's been over 2 decades of loving him. I was 20 when I married him. So I have been married to him longer than I was old when we got married. So he has been my whole life has been with this person, living with this person, experiencing life, experiencing all the ups and downs, the children experiencing all types of everything, deaths in the family. Like we have experienced so much together that okay, yes, the cheating happened, but there was so much other stuff that went down that wasn't even our faults that we just had to be on each other's side for. And it's wonderful. It is. I'm grateful for those 22 years, and I'm grateful for Lori and her 20-year anniversary too. Happy anniversary, girl. All right. So let's see. Put it in the comments if you've got anything you are grateful for right now. I want to hear about it. All right. All right. The next thing that I'm always going to talk to you about every time we get together. I need you. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Come on. Come on. Bring it in. I need you to stop asking him all those questions. I need you to stop. I need you to cut it out. I know that just induces rage in some people. So I'm trying to tell you that makes some women super mad at me. But you know what? I'm trying to tell you it is only going to be a good thing for you. Okay. When you stop asking those questions, we are again fighting the automatic trauma response that we're having inside our body. Our bodies want to ask those questions. They want to know what is up with this person. This is a threat, so I must know all the information. Most of the time, like if there's something that's a threat, a lot of the time we just got to ask questions around it. We can investigate, we can observe, but with this person, the person that you love the most being the threat, you can ask questions. And your brain says, ask all the questions, ask all of them and make him answer all of them and make sure that you know how much of a threat he actually is. Okay. The action of asking the question is saying that he's the threat. So when you do that, that is reinforcing the trauma in your brain. The answer has nothing to do with it. Okay. The question itself is harming you. The question itself is reinforcing the trauma inside your brain that this is a threat and I must treat him as a threat. And so when you do that, that is reinforcing that in your brain. And so then it's easier to do the next time. And you feel justified about it the next time. And you're like, well, yes, I'm being suspicious. And there's actually really no actual evidence of this, but I feel suspicious anyway, and he should just go ahead and answer me. All right. It's bad for you. It is not helping with your trauma, it is making your trauma worse. There will come a time where you maybe start running out of questions. It's hard to do. Okay. It is a difficult thing to do because your brain will excuse going back and asking the exact same questions again as, oh, well, I was just being thorough. So I asked them about it before. Let me compare the answers. So you don't necessarily ever have to run out of questions. I know you feel like at some point, oh, it'll stop at some point, but if you get really good and into it and it gets imprinted on your brain as a loop, you might not get out of it. It might not stop. You may not ever find a point where you're comfortable not asking the questions anymore. So I'm going to tell you to stop now. Put a halt to it. Put the brakes on and do not ask any more of those questions. As a matter of fact, because it's such an automatic triggered response from trauma, don't ask any questions at all. Don't don't ask where's the remote. Say, I can't find the remote. Okay? Give a statement instead of a question. Just that little change. I am telling you, it is impressive how quickly this changes your brain. Just that change of not choosing a question, but choosing a statement solidifies in your brain that you don't think that this is a threat, but you are still actually communicating. Does that make sense? I don't want you to keep asking a whole bunch of questions, even asking, how was your day? That's dangerous. The second you start asking him questions, your brain is going to click on to that automatic thing and want to ask him questions about the affair, about the cheating, about the lies. It will go into that, and then you just dig yourself deeper and deeper and deeper into the pain. Okay? Try it for a week. No questions. Make it a statement. Write it down in your journal beforehand and see. I'm telling you now, it will change the way you're starting to communicate, and it will make that itch in your brain go away because you are actively resisting asking questions. Okay. Now, I say all that, I'm still saying that this is a trauma response, and your body is going to have a hard time not asking a question. Okay, sometimes your brain is going to make it feel like you are going through withdrawal because you cannot ask a question. So if you try this for the week, okay, that's enough time to get this from Amazon. All right, that's enough time for you to get the and THEAND, the and. If you can get this one, this is the Healing Edition set. Get this one in this week, and then after a week, give yourself about 3 good questions to ask. It'll feel so good. It'll scratch that itch in your brain, but it won't do damage. Okay, because that's what we're trying not to do. We're trying not to add on any more damage to the trauma that has already been done. If we keep on arguing, if we keep on asking the same questions, we're creating more damage. We are reinforcing the threat response in our bodies. We can't keep doing that if we want to heal, if we want to reconcile. But I know that it's an itch. It feels like if you could stick your finger in your brain and scratch it around a little bit, it would be better. These are the next best thing to scratching your brain. These are questions designed upon actually reconnecting. Your brain will tell you, oh, I need to ask them these questions so we can reconnect. That's a lie. That's a lie. That is not what it's doing. All right. These questions actually are about reconnection. So if you want to ask a question, do one of these instead. Okay. First one says, what is one thing you never want me to forget about you? Oh, that's deep. That's deep. What you gonna take with you? If death ever parts us, what are you gonna take with you? What is one thing you never want me to forget about you? Okay, I like that one. Good one. Good one. The next one says, what's the first thing you noticed about me today? Wouldn't that be, isn't that interesting? Wouldn't you like to know what the first thing he noticed about you was today? What if he noticed he was like, she was a little tired and kind of sluggish, and it seemed like she was in a bad mood? Or It looked like she woke up and she was feeling really good, but she started dragging. Like, wouldn't you want to know that he was paying that much attention? Wouldn't you like to know that? That's a good question to ask. That would be a response where you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. Because he's got to have noticed something. I mean, he's a human being with eyeballs, so he should have noticed something. Even if he's not paying real close attention to details, he's probably noticed something. He probably noticed something that you didn't notice because he's so used to looking at you a certain way and you think of yourself a certain way. So those things don't always line up. Okay. So what's the first thing you noticed about me today? Then let's see. What do you think is unique about our relationship? I like that one. I think it's unique that, me and him really like each other. Like, it's like my bestie. He's like one of the few people that I really, really like to be around. Everybody else is like, if it was just me and him like forever, I'd probably be okay. He's just one of my favorites. He's just one of my favorite people, and he cooks and feeds me well. So you know what I'm saying? We could be alone for like forever, and it'd be fine. All right. Oh, but you want to know that. You want to know what he values like that about you too. What's unique about your relationship? That's a good question. That's a better question than the questions that you want to ask. Okay. All right. So let me check, make sure. Any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, anything going on? Anything you want me to talk about, put it in the comments. I will catch you. #replay. If you put your comments down now, I will talk about them the next time. I'll talk about them on the Healing Hour Live next week. Okay? So just go ahead, put your comments in the comments, and I got you. I got answers for you, girl. All right. So let's see. Let's get into the juiciness of it tonight. Tonight's lesson is brought to you by a couple that has been arguing. Okay. If it's you right now, drop a comment. All right. If it feels like the arguing is all you can do right now, drop a comment. Let us know about it. All right. Because tonight we're going to talk about reconnecting and getting back on stable ground with your partner when the tensions are high and the love feels like it's like a million miles away. That is what we're going to be talking about tonight because when you're escalated and you're arguing and you're saying the mean things, okay, that doesn't mean that the love isn't real. Just because we are escalated in the moment and we are flinging insults and we are saying all the mean things and we are talking about all of our disappointments and our hurts does not mean that the love is not real. This is just your nervous system responding to you feeling unsafe. It's the autopilot. It turned on when you started to argue and both of you got into it. I know that there are plenty of women here whose men are not sitting here arguing with them, but there are also plenty of women here whose men are arguing with them. Ain't he arguing? Isn't he being completely ridiculous about arguing with you about something he did wrong? Isn't he being ridiculous about it? And aren't you kind of losing your mind, crashing out a bit behind him not understanding how wrong he is? And it goes back and forth. And there is arguing and bickering, and everybody's tired and arguing so hard. And the reason that you're arguing is not because of one another, it's because your nervous system is screaming at you that you're not safe. This is a threat. And because yours is alarming like that, his is alarming like that because you're coming off as a rabid beast. So everybody's feeling threatened. Everybody's feeling unsafe. And so the worst things in the world are being said, right? Things that you're like, I don't know how I could ever forgive him. Things that you would never have thought you would say to him. And you look back and you realize you said the thing. You know what the thing is. All right. It's different for different people, but it's the same for some people. You said the thing. You said those awful words that you swore you would never say to anybody you loved and cared for before, right? It is easy to feel like the love isn't there when that's happening, but that's normal. When the tensions are high, we are talking about two physical things that happen in our body. We're first talking about the love. The love is physical. The love is affected by our biochemistry, it is affected by our hormones. So it is a physical thing that we feel inside our bodies. However, that feeling is softer. That feeling is not an alarm. That feeling is a warm blanket inside these bodies. But the fear and the pain, that's an alarm system. That is our bodies automatically thinking that we are in a life or death situation. So it's loud and it's screaming at you. You've just got to remember that the fear screams and the love sings. So we're not going to be able to hear the singing over the screaming. We got to calm the screaming down, right? We cannot think that the love is just gone. The love is still there. It's just been hidden. It's just been covered over by the stress response in your body. If we can start to normalize that reaction, bring that down a couple of notches, the love is still there. You'll stumble right upon it. It is there. It's just beneath the surface. So when your emotions flare, it does not mean that the love isn't real. It means that your body just thinks it's in danger. And a lot of our time, our bodies are wrong about that. A lot of the time, our bodies will think that something is a life or death situation because it's an emotionally painful thing. Our brains, the amygdala, that tiny part of your brain that's the worst case scenario portion of your brain, says that, oh, we are not going to get eaten anymore. So, emotional pain, getting our heart broken, that's going to be life or death to me now. And so it alarms like you're about to die because you are hurting emotionally. It's not really actually any danger to you, but your brain and your body are taking it as such. So we've got to understand that that's what our bodies and our brains are doing when we are at it, when we just can't stop that arguing. It is because we are feeling unsafe. Okay. So what are you going to do about that, right? Your body is screaming. So we got to be our own rescuer. That's what we got to do. We got to rescue ourselves. We've got to, okay, understand that the alarm is going off and the alarm is going off for a reason. It's fair enough. He did hurt you. However, we don't need that alarm to go off all day, every day, all the time. We've got to get somewhat back in control. So the first thing is stop saying the mean things. Shut up. Stop. You have to actually make a choice. Stop poking. You know what the poking is. You know you just weasel it in there and press those buttons because you feel justified, don't you? You feel real justified in escalating it, taking it further, saying those things that you know will be low down and hurt him the worst, right? But then you don't want him to do that to you. But it's okay if you do it to him? No. Not if you want to heal and reconcile. If you don't want to be together, fine. That's the way to go. But if you do want to be together, you can't keep on poking and prodding and trying really hard to be your worst self. The worst, most painful version of you. You don't want to be that person and continuously be that person because you'll get stuck as that person. You'll forget about your better angels and just keep being a demon. Okay? Your choice not to escalate it is powerful. It tells your body and your brain that you are in control. Just because it feels like a threat doesn't mean it's a threat to me. I am okay. I can survive this. We can survive this. It's all right. So even if your partner is escalating, it's still your choice whether you do it or not. To stay calm in that moment when the other person is escalating, when they are flipping out, and you still got control of yourself, that's a powerful place to be. You don't want to be in the place of you've lost your mind just as bad as they've lost theirs. How is that going to make anything better? All right? It's not. I promise you it isn't. All right? It's not going to make anything better. So, how do we do this? How do we go about being our own rescuers? All right. First thing is go handle your responsibility. The things that you got to do as a grown up, the things that you would have to do, whether this relationship goes on or not, go do those things. Okay. Your body, when you were going through fight or flight, all fight is action. Flight is action. It wants you to do something. So if you go take that energy and throw it at that pile of clothes on the floor, throw it at the dishes, throw it at making your bed, throw it at applying for a job. All right, walk the dog, feed them, go play with them. Anything action will start to help you calm down. So go do the things that you're responsible for, the things that continue to make the household run, that make your space nice for you. Take that energy and use it for something productive. Okay? Whatever your regular thing is, whatever your regular tasks are, go do them. Go take the trash out. It's a walk outside. Go touch grass while you're out there. All right? If you need to go get the oil changed, go ahead, go do that. All right? Do your responsibilities. First of all, that will make sure that even in the throes of the trauma, your life doesn't fall apart. Okay? Because it's real easy for that to happen, right? When you're in the throes of this trauma, you can't think of anything other than the trauma. So I'm giving you an assignment. You don't have to think. Go make your bed. Go cook dinner. Okay? It will take some of that pressure off. It will be an action. Your body will feel better in motion. And then you can start to calm down and think a little bit better. Um, Go do the things that you did when you were loving towards them. The things that were kindnesses that you do for your mate, go do a kindness. Do something nice for them. Go do something that they enjoy. All right? Not for you, okay? Not just so you can get some points. Actually thinking about what would this person really enjoy me doing for them right now and doing it. And if you can't think of one, if it has been so long since you just did a loving action towards this person, that's a problem. Okay. But it's a problem that can be solved. Go back in your mind, in your memory, and remember how when you first fell in love with them, there were things that you did for them. Go do those things. Those are the things. The things that you did when you first fell in love with them, guess what? Doing those things willingly will do for you. It will make you feel like you did back then. If you just open yourself up to doing something kind for them, just because you want to be loving towards them, not to try and get anything out of them, just giving a kind action that you used to do when you felt really in love, a lot of the time it will bring back some of that feeling of the love. And again, physical feelings, if we fight the negative, fearful feelings with the positive, loving feelings, we can start to drown some of that out. We can start to feel the good way again, right? Make sense? But you got to just stop escalating. You got to stop escalating. Do the loving things that you normally do. Do the things, the regular things that you normally do, and use that energy for good. Another thing that you can do that I'm always going to remind you of, my goodness, go hug each other. Okay, look, if we're in the middle of the argument, all right, give yourselves a code word. All right, we are feeling heightened. I am feeling like I'm just gonna say something that I might not be able to take back a little bit later. Give yourselves a code word. When the code word is said by whoever, that means all the yapping stops and you go to each other and you hug each other for 30 full seconds. You squeeze one another. You try and cut off the circulation, use some of that energy, but hold tight to them until you can start to breathe, until you can exhale. Do that until your body starts to melt into it. Your muscles will be tight when you start, but after about 30 seconds, the oxytocin, the hormone in your body, will start to flow because you are in an embrace with somebody that you love. And so that oxytocin flows, and oxytocin is the opposite of cortisol. Oxytocin runs away the effects of the cortisol. So the cortisol has got you tensed and ready to fight, and the oxytocin will come in and make you relaxed and ready to be squishy. Okay? So we've got to use the things that our body has to be able to get past this, to be able to get to reconciliation. The oxytocin is going to calm you both down. He has oxytocin too. So if he hugs you for 30 seconds, he's going to feel it too. You'll be able to feel the exhale, the letting go of the thing, of the tightness. And so you force yourself to melt into the hug with him. Oxytocin is going to be the reset button. Force yourself to melt against him like chocolate. Okay? And then the oxytocin will kick in, help you reset your body, reset your brain away from the fear and the panic and the pain towards the love. Simple. It is a simple thing to do. Try it. I will always give you simple things. I'm not trying to make this complicated for you. I know how difficult it is for you to just stop arguing about this, for you to feel any better about this. I know you have been suffering. There are simple things that you can do right now that will stop you from feeling this way going forward. Okay? Remind yourself, like do a little affirmation and remind yourself that you are responsible for your own emotional state. Somebody else is not in control of making me feel any kind of way. That is too much power to give anybody. Nobody makes you feel anyway. You are triggered by something they say, but that feeling was already inside you. Nobody makes you feel anything. You are just reflecting yourself back from them when they say things. So I am responsible for my own emotional state. I can choose love even when it's hard. Even when I'm scared, I can choose love. Use those as affirmations. Reassure yourself. Tell yourself that you can do this, that you can break free of the autopilot programming and actually make choices for your life. You can. Okay? Be your own rescuer. Even when it feels like the love is gone, you can do the actions of rescuing yourself and you will start to be rescued. Okay? You don't need somebody to come and save you. I know it feels like you do, but you don't. You are your savior. So what's one loving action that you can do today? What is one loving action that you can bring back into the rotation? There was a loving action that you used to do all the time, and you've stopped doing. You've been holding back on that love. What thing can you restart right now that will start that fountain of love going again? Do that thing. Put it in the comments. Let me know what it is, because I love to hear about love. Okay. So yes, comments. Let me know what you liked about today's today's lesson. Let me know what speaks to you. Let me know which part of it was like, oh yes, I get it now. Because I understand that it's hard to stop that argument. I understand it. I get it. But you have to stop at some point. At some point, you have to be responsible. If you're a grown up, You have to be responsible for your own actions. That's what we're expecting of them, right? Because he cheated, don't you want him to be responsible for his actions? Let's not justify bad behavior. If we do that, then he's got a case for justifying his, doesn't it? Because he felt some kind of way he cheated. Because you felt some kind of way, you kept on arguing and kept on starting fights and kept on questioning and kept on beating him down about what he did. You're justified in something that is actually bad behavior. That's not how you would want to be treated if you did something wrong. You don't want him to beat you down about it. You don't want him to continuously talk to you negatively about something you've done wrong and you know you're wrong about. If he did that to you, it would be wrong. So let's not justify bad behavior just because it's us, just because we feel like we're entitled to go ahead and be as mean as we possibly can because how mean he was to me. Well, he could come up with a justification too. And if your justification is real, then his is too. So let's not go down that slippery slope. Let's not start making excuses for doing the wrong thing because we don't want to do that. We're not excusing the cheating. So we can't excuse our own bad behavior either. Okay. So, all that being said, I am here to support you with this. I have step by step guidance for when you are triggered and when you are arguing, real time support to help you respond, to tell you the thing to say and to tell you the thing not to say with my text support program. You will get me for 60 days in your pocket. I will teach you the loving way to respond, the healed way to respond instead of the negative, frightened, triggered way to respond. That is getting you nowhere but deeper lost in the woods, stressing you out more, causing more problems between you, making you feel like the love is a million miles away. Tech support is here for you. You can text me at any time. Anytime, day or night. It does not matter to me if it's the middle of the night. Now, I might be asleep, okay? But as soon as I wake up, I will text you back. I will respond to what you are saying. I will give you instructions in the moment for you to be able to do the healing thing instead of the hurting thing. Because that's what I'm going to tell you about. Every time we talk, that is what I'm going to be leading you towards, is doing the thing that would heal you instead of doing the thing that would hurt you more. I am going to encourage you not to argue. I am going to encourage you not to ask that question. I am going to encourage you to pull back, get good and in control of yourself, and feel good about that first. And then we can work out the relationship stuff later. But right now, you're hurt. You're wounded. You are the one in need of attention. Trying to make it be about him and what he's doing is not going to help you. You and me can work on the things one-on-one if you join me for my tech support program. All right. And right now it is $397 for 60 days. And also you will get messages from me every day as well. For that whole 60 days, you'll be getting message from me with your affirmation for the day, for journal prompts for the day, general advice and direction for the day. You will get that every day for 60 days when you sign up for my tech support. So, if you are interested in my tech support, I would love to have you. Okay. So I am going to put the link in the comments for you to sign up for one of my enchanted reconciliation calls. Now, this is a 45-minute free call. All right. If you have any doubts about whether you want me to be your coach, okay, if you're a little confused, hey, Lori, I see you, girl. Hey, girl. If you have any doubts about whether you want me to be your coach, get on this enchanted reconciliation call with me. If you do that, you can check me out as a coach. Get a good hour session in, see if I have insights that are going to help you. See if I have a plan that you could actually accomplish and start to get somewhere. And see if after you have talked to me and you implement just the little bit that we talk about when we are talking, you implement the changes, you are going to get differences. You are going to feel like things are a little bit better. Okay. I am here to tell you, yes, they will get a little bit better, but they'll be a whole lot better if you get with me for 60 days. 60 days makes a habit. Okay. If you are texting with me and rethinking the things that you are thinking and doing with him, that is 60 days of you challenging that trauma response, of telling your body that, hey, I actually have something safe that I can do that will give me insight on this. So I don't have to feel like I am just a feral animal out here ready to bite. I don't have to feel like that. I can just ask the question of somebody who's actually done it. I can just text them and ask them what to do in this situation, and they will give me good, solid advice about what to do right now. Okay? It is a great way to start to regulate this body, to start getting it back into alignment, because I'm going to say things that you're not going to agree with. Okay? Your body and your brain are going to be screaming at you about some of the things that I tell you to do. However, if you just trust me, just recognize that you're already miserable. You're probably not going to get too much more miserable than you are. If you just listen, just follow through with the advice that I give you on the call, that is going to start changing things. And then if you work with me for 60 days on tech support and just roll with it, just do the things that I am letting you know to do, you will feel the difference. In 60 days, that relationship is going to be a hell of a lot more stable. You are not going to be arguing all the time. It's not going to be the neighbors banging on the wall because you all have lost your minds and you keep screaming back and forth the exact same things over and over again. We are here to start to reconcile, to heal up this wound and actually get close to the person who inflicted it again. Now, I know that people would tell you that that's crazy, but again, I did it. I believed in the love that I had, and I was damn right. And I think that you're right too. I don't think that you're wrong. I think that if this is your person, then this is your person. You are absolutely correct about it. And it is all right for you to make the decision that you love this person enough to really, really try to heal and reconcile this relationship. You are not wrong for that. You are not. I was not. There's been hundreds of women that I've helped that were not wrong. So if you are within the sound of my voice and you would like to just work it out, but you just cannot figure out how to do it, click on the link in the comments or put in call, text me, DM me, comment, call, and I will send you the link too. Okay? All right. So remember, stop the escalation. Stop. Shut up. Okay? Do the loving action. Do the regular action. Hug. Squeeze each other tight. And all in all, be your own rescuer. You are going to have to rescue yourself from this situation, from these awful feelings. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody else can fix it. It's you. You're the person that you've been waiting for. So don't expect that from them. You always have the choice to reconnect with love. And you can show up for yourself in that way right now. You can start it right now and really reconnect with that love and overcome that fear and leave it behind as the baggage that it should be. Let's see. Did I got everything? I think that's all. I think that's all I got for you today. All right. So, last thing. The last of the practices. Remember earlier, I was walking you through some things that you can do to start to regulate your body, start to get your brain back online after you've been through the trauma of infidelity? Well, I have the starter pack for getting over it. It's the practices. All right. If you go ahead and DM me practices or comment practices, I will send you the link for that too. But we started off with doing your deep breathing. Okay. Changing the way that our body is reacting in this moment. All right. Doing your journaling. The thoughts are bubbling, write them down. Tell your brain that you got it and let your brain let it go. All right. Do your gratitude practice. Remember that there are good things all around you and appreciate them. Tell your brain that that's what you would rather talk about than the bad things, than things that have disappointed you, than things that have hurt you. We want to talk about the things that we are grateful for, not the things that we are grieving over. Okay? And of course, not asking all those questions. Stopping the automatic trigger response in your brain to ask a whole bunch of questions and assume that this is a threat in front of you. The person that you're supposed to love is a threat. Stop treating them like that by asking all those questions. All right. Those are the first four. Now, the last one is again working on the brain, but it's just for you because damn, you've been through a lot. And your brain will beat up on you about this, right? Your brain will tell you that you're just so stupid and you're so naive and you're gonna be a doormat. All the things that the other people in your life, the people on the internet say about women who stay after infidelity, they talk about us bad. They talk about us terribly on the internet. And so you've got those things in your head and you keep telling yourself that you're the problem here. You are the one that has the issue here. Instead of doing that, I want you to do your affirmations. That's the fifth of the practices. That is going to change the way you're thinking about yourself. You are easier to beat up on when you're being bullied. When you are bullying yourself about how stupid you are, how blind, you are giving yourself a hard time, bringing your self esteem down, and reinforcing that you are in danger without somebody to watch you. Okay? I don't think you're that wrong. I know that this person hurt you. I understand that. But he is just a person. Okay? He is just a person, and people hurt you. Okay? People will do that. It is part of the human experience. We do the wrong things to each other sometimes. Okay. So that doesn't mean that he just never loved you. That doesn't mean the relationship will never work out. And that doesn't mean that you are wrong or crazy for wanting it to work out. So doing your affirmations reaffirms that you are smart, you are brilliant, you are beautiful, you are worthy of love. And just because this bad thing happened to you doesn't mean that you can't continue to have the love that you want. We're not letting things get in our way. We're just not letting that happen. So when you do your affirmations, you remind yourself that that's not what you want. You don't want to feel like you are insignificant and unable to make this choice. You get to make the choices for you towards your happiness. And damn what other people think, because they don't have to live your life. They don't have to live with the suffering of giving up the person they love the most because society told them that that's what they're supposed to do. Okay? They don't have to do that. You would have to do that. So you don't have to listen to any of the negative voices. You get to make this decision because you were the person that was hurt. And if you say that this relationship can go on, it can go on. You have made the decision, head in that direction. Okay? So then you're doing your affirmations. You got to look yourself in the eye. Okay? Whether it be on camera or in the mirror, look yourself in the eye and say it like you mean it. Say it like it's real. So your brain has a record of you saying it with such conviction that it sounds like it's real because your brain doesn't know what pretend is. Whatever you tell it, it's going to believe. So if you keep on telling it the affirmations and you keep saying them like you really mean them, your brain doesn't know that you're pretending. Okay? It doesn't. So you can convince it that this is true. All right? That's how affirmations work. So today's affirmation is today I am powerful. Today my potential to succeed and conquer challenges is limitless. Oh, I love it. Makes me feel like I need a cape. All right. Today I am powerful. Today my potential to succeed and conquer challenges is limitless. Your potential to stop arguing all the damn time, to stop the back and forth bickering, the bitterness, the pettiness. It's within your limits. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. You are powerful beyond measure. You don't know it yet, but when you come through the other side of this, when you have been betrayed, and then you stand tall and walk through fear and come out the other side of it, you will know how powerful you actually are. This thing is going to uncover something that you didn't know about yourself. I found out that I am kick ass when I went through this. When I healed from this, when I was able to forgive, when we were able to reconcile, when our relationship got better and better, I found out that I was more powerful than I ever imagined I was. And I want you to feel the same way too. Okay? So get on an enchanted reconciliation call with me. Join me for tech support for 60 days for $397, and you will get that kick that you need to get you on the healing path and away from the hurting path. That's all you need to do is be able to find it and then stay on it. And if you have me in your pocket for 60 days, there is no reason why you should get lost off the path. You should be able to find it, put it under your feet, and start marching home. Okay? All righty, y'all. That's about it. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. Make sure hashtag replay if you're catching this on the replay. Remember to do the practices. Do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice. Stop asking all the questions and do your affirmations. If you want a copy of the practices, comment practices, and I got you. But more than anything, don't do what the fear and the pain are telling you to do. The fear and the pain are your trauma responses. We cannot keep on listening to those if we are going to have closeness, reconciliation, healing, forgiveness. We can't keep listening to the alarm system go off if that's what we want to have. All right? It'll always be the healing path. Okay? So I love you so much, and I'm so, so proud of you. I want to talk to you. Get on an enchanted reconciliation call with me, and we will talk about it. All right? Mwah. I will check you out again next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. Bye, y'all.